The playground, bathed in sunlight, echoed with children's laughter. Yet Sophia Bennett's 7-year-old daughter sat quietly on a swing, her lips sealed as they had been for years. For 3 years, not a single word had escaped her. Sophia had lost all hope until a stranger, a man she'd never met, knelt before her daughter, gently touched her chin, and with a finger resting lightly near her mouth, whispered a question so soft it barely rose above the breeze. Her daughter's eyes widened, and the single word she uttered next stopped Sophia in her tracks. Before we dive into the story, leave a comment with your location and hit that subscribe button for more stories like this. Let's get started. That morning, Sophia had brought her daughter, Lily, to the playground out of sheer desperation. Doctors, therapists, and specialists had all failed to coax Lily's voice back since the accident 3 years prior. Sophia told herself it was just another Saturday, but deep down, she was sinking under the weight of endless silence. Lily's small hands loosely clutched the swing's chains, her eyes tracking the other children but never joining them. Sophia sat on a nearby bench, phone in hand but ignored, pretending she wasn't watching for pitying glances. Then she noticed him, a man in his mid-30s, rugged but not polished, dressed in a worn navy hoodie and faded jeans. He was pushing a boy, about Lily's age, on the tire swing, his deep, warm laugh sounding like it belonged to a friend, not a stranger. The boy's laughter was untamed and joyful, the kind Sophia longed for with an ache she couldn't name. As the swing slowed, the man caught her gaze and gave a polite nod. Most people averted their eyes when they saw Lily's vacant stare, but he didn't. Instead, he approached with his son trailing behind. "Hi there," he said softly, crouching to meet Lily's eyes. "Mind if we say hello?" Lily stayed still. Sophia started to speak, to step in, but something about his patient, unhurried demeanor stopped her. He held out his hand, palm up. Lily stared at it for a long moment before placing her small hand in his. His smile warmed, and he glanced at Sophia, as if seeking quiet permission to continue. "You know," he said gently, "my son says the slide here is only for the bravest kids. But I told him I've seen braver." His voice dropped, almost conspiratorial. "Want to know how I know?" Lily's lips parted slightly. He tapped her chin lightly with his finger, then paused, waiting. Sophia held her breath. Then, in a tiny, clear whisper, Lily said, "How?" Sophia's heart pounded against her ribs. The man's smile was steady, as if he'd expected this all along. Sophia stood frozen. 3 years of silence, shattered in a moment, not in a doctor's office or a therapy session, but here, on a playground, with a stranger. The man didn't overreact. He didn't gasp or draw attention. Instead, he leaned closer, his voice still calm and warm. "Because," he said, "brave kids don't need to shout. They speak when it counts." Lily blinked, as if testing the weight of his words. Her fingers tightened on the swing chains. "What's your name?" she asked, her voice faint but growing. Sophia's throat closed so tightly she could barely breathe. The man gave a soft chuckle. "I'm Ethan, and this is my son, Noah." The boy beside him offered a shy wave, his hair tousled by the wind. Lily glanced at Noah, then back at Ethan. Her lips moved again, hesitant, like the words were climbing a steep hill, but she said, "I'm Lily." Ethan's smile widened, and Sophia saw his eyes soften, as if this moment held weight for him too. "Nice to meet you, Lily," he said. "Can I tell you a secret about this playground?" Lily gave a small nod. Ethan leaned in, voice low. "The best slide isn't the big one. It's the little one behind the sandbox. The sun makes it faster." Lily's brows lifted, curiosity flickering. Sophia realized she hadn't seen that expression, pure, unguarded interest, in years. "Want to try it?" Ethan asked. Lily hesitated, then looked at Sophia. Sophia swallowed hard and nodded. "Go ahead, sweetie." Ethan didn't take her hand or treat her like something fragile. He walked beside her, letting her set the pace. Noah ran ahead, pointing out the slide. Lily followed, her steps careful but purposeful. Sophia lingered on the bench, watching them vanish behind the sandbox, faint laughter drifting back. Her hands trembled. It wasn't just that Lily had spoken. It was how effortlessly this man had reached her, without pity or force. And Sophia didn't even know who he was. When they returned minutes later, Lily was smiling, a real smile. She climbed back onto the swing, her cheeks pink. Ethan lingered, leaning towards Sophia. "She's got a lot to say," he said quietly. She just needs someone to ask the right way. Sophia found her voice. How did you do that? He shrugged, but his eyes held a shadow of something untold. Sometimes kindness is the only language that works. Then Noah tugged his sleeve, and they started to leave. But Sophia couldn't let him walk away without answers. Her instincts screamed that this wasn't just a kind stranger she could thank and forget. Ethan had unlocked something in her daughter's silent world with ease she couldn't comprehend. She stood. Ethan, wait. He paused, Noah at his side. The breeze pulled at his hoodie, and for a moment, Sophia thought she saw hesitation in his eyes. She stopped herself from spilling the flood of questions in her mind. Would you have coffee with us? My treat. Her voice broke. I haven't heard her speak in 3 years. Ethan's jaw tightened slightly. He looked at Noah, then back at Sophia. We don't do coffee shops much, but there's a diner on Oak Street. It's quiet. Sophia nodded quickly. Perfect. I'll follow you. Lily's eyes brightened in a way Sophia hadn't seen in years. Can Noah come in our car? She asked, words tumbling out like they'd been waiting. Ethan smiled, steady and warm. Maybe another time, kiddo. Today we'll ride together. 15 minutes later, they met at the diner, a retro spot with red booths and the scent of fresh pie. Noah slid into the booth across from Lily, and Sophia watched, stunned, as her daughter leaned forward, whispering something to him. Ethan ordered black coffee, nothing else. Sophia noticed his hands, scarred, calloused, steady. She caught the faint limp when he shifted in his seat. Carefully, she asked, how did you know what to say to her? Ethan's gaze fell to his coffee. My sister stopped talking when we were kids. After our dad left, everyone thought she was broken. She wasn't. She just didn't trust anyone anymore. Sophia swallowed. And you got her to talk. His lips quirked. I didn't make her do anything. I just listened until she was ready. He glanced at Lily. Kids know who's safe. Noah giggled, and Lily laughed, really laughed. The sound pierced Sophia's chest. The waitress brought refills, and Ethan's hand moved, his sleeve pulling back to reveal a faded hospital band on his wrist, old but still there. Sophia frowned. Were you recently in the hospital? Ethan tugged his sleeve down. Something like that. His voice carried a weight she couldn't ignore, and Sophia decided she wouldn't. She waited until Noah and Lily were distracted by a shared slice of chocolate pie before leaning in. Ethan, you don't owe me anything, but whatever's going on, it matters, especially if you can reach Lily like that. He stared into his coffee, as if it held an exit. For a long moment, only the clink of forks filled the silence. Finally, he said softly, I got out of VA rehab a month ago. I was a paramedic in the army. 2 tours in Afghanistan. My last run, we hit an IED. My leg took the worst of it. My best friend didn't make it. Sophia's throat tightened. I'm sorry. Ethan's jaw flexed. After that, I couldn't handle noise, crowds, sirens, even the TV. Noah and I moved to a quiet place outside town. I started volunteering at parks, helping kids feel safe. It's selfish, really. It helps me too. Sophia looked at Lily, giggling as Noah made a whipped cream mustache. That's not selfish, she said softly. That's remarkable. Ethan met her eyes, something raw in his gaze. Most people don't think so. My resume's just gaps and medical notes. Nobody wants to hire a guy with a limp. Sophia hesitated. She was the CEO of a healthcare tech firm, a major one, but she never mixed personal and professional, especially with Lily. Yet she said, maybe they're not the right people. She paused, then pushed forward. I could. Ethan shook his head. You don't owe me anything. You've got your own life, your own world. He smiled faintly. And a daughter who's about to talk your ear off. Lily turned, cheeks flushed, tugging Sophia's sleeve. Can Noah come to the park tomorrow? Sophia blinked, stunned by her daughter's casual speech. Ethan chuckled. We'll see, kiddo. But Sophia's mind was racing. Something told her letting Ethan slip out of their lives would be a mistake she'd regret forever. The next morning, Sophia woke to a sound she hadn't heard in years. Lily humming in her room. Not a full song, just a soft, happy tune. It hit her so hard she sat on her bed, just breathing it in. By mid-morning, they were back at the playground. Ethan and Noah were there, tossing a worn football. Lily ran to them, shouting, Noah, throw it to me. Sophia's heart swelled with every word. 3 years of silence, gone like mist in the sun. She approached Ethan, who leaned against the fence, watching the kids. You have no idea what this means, she said. He glanced at her, brow furrowing. I think I do. I've seen what it looks like when the light comes back. They watched the kids, laughter filling the air. Then Sophia took a breath. Ethan, I run a company that makes communication devices for people with speech impairments. But I've learned tech can replace what you have, a way of connecting that can be taught. Ethan shifted, uneasy. Sophia, no, listen, she said firmly. I want to hire you, not out of pity, but to train our team in ways we can't learn from manuals. We need someone who gets the human side. Ethan's eyes narrowed, studying her. You'd bet on someone like me? I'd bet my company on someone like you, she said without hesitation. He was silent for a moment. Then Noah ran up, laughing, Lily close behind, her voice bright. Ethan looked at them, and Sophia saw his defenses crack. You're sure? He asked quietly. I've never been surer, she said. He nodded slowly. All right, but only if I can buy the first coffee with my paycheck. Sophia laughed, a real, unburdened laugh, for the first time in years. As the kids ran off, Ethan gave her a small, almost shy smile. You know, I think Lily might not be the only one finding her voice. And Sophia realized he was right.